100% polyester, made in China.
0% polyester. I'm a human being.
Not made in China.
That's true. Though the majority of human beings apparently are made in China.
Everything's made in China.
Everything is China.
China.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hola.
It's a ZymCast, episode 7077.
2077.
close.
The bombs drop.
7077.
2077.
Someone said I said 7077.
777.
I didn't say 777. I said 7077. It's the year 7077.
I'm confused.
How's it going, everybody? That would be 7077, Chase. Like 2014.
Are you still
Okay,
thinking about this?
yeah. Okay. I felt weird thinking of that.
Okay.
It made my brain hurt.
There's no way humanity's
Why?
making it to 7077 anyway,
least not
so
on
who
Earth.
cares?
Yeah, especially
No,
because
just period.
Especially because Chase couldn't even picture 7077. We're not going to be smart enough to continue
but in
on.
the year 75,
Year of our
if
Lord.
man is still alive. I don't know that verse.
Everybody's gonna thrive, hooray.
It
So-
rhymed. It has to be true.
That's
It's actual song.
Oh, is it? I don't know that song.
Year 25.
Okay.
but it's not because you changed it.
Yeah.
So it's not a
No.
real song anymore.
No.
No, it's a parody.
Every verse is 25, and 35, 45.
I'm
No?
not sure if this is a real thing.
You haven't
but
heard
I'm
of this?
gonna
You haven't heard
believe
this song?
Clearly
No.
not, Chase. Clearly
God.
not. No, you don't need to look it
Nope.
up. It's
Oh, no.
okay. No, you can
Nope.
stop now. It's okay. No, he's not stopping.
No, it was what the fuck? 1969. Yeah,
It's a song made in 1969.
about the future of man, if man is still alive. Yeah.
We won't be.
There are a lot of
No.
songs made in 1969. To be fair,
Yes, it was a good year.
it was. Yeah, it was.
All right. What you been up to this week, Chase?
What have I been up to?
Dick all?
No,
Oh,
Dick some.
Oh, Dick so?
Dim sum? No, dim sum. I mean, barring what I did earlier in the week, which I cannot remember,
That's fair, that's
yesterday,
fair.
like 12 hours ago, Cheyenne and I were watching It Chapter 2.
It's about goddamn time.
Yeah. It was very good.
Mhm.
That's it. No, I'm kidding.
Good talk.
It was very good. You think so, Cheyenne?
Yeah. It was good. The kids were better, but it was good.
I don't know. Oh, I saw some of that.
You don't know?
Some of that weird face action with the
Right.
de-aging on the kids.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
At least,
It
at
threw me
least
off.
once it threw me off when Finn Wolfhard was like screaming.
Yeah. It's mainly with Finn Wolfhard that I'm
Yeah.
just like, it.
I think it's
just
because you
weird.
know him best out of the kid
Yeah.
actors. Yeah.
I just noticed it
Yeah.
the most, yeah. But I definitely get what you're saying, where like the adult actors are just like taken out of the future and like brought back.
Yeah.
it's
Specifically Eddie's
creepy.
actor.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
That was
It's
so
crazy.
weird.
He's
How-
too perfect.
And the fact like they like interjected the faces in
Yep.
that one scene.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, what?
Really
the
creepy.
hell?
Yeah, they were pretty confident about their casting, and
Yeah.
to
It
be
was
fair,
good.
They should have been, yeah.
It was good casting.
Yeah. I mean that scene gave me 2049 vibes.
Also, Ben was very distracting because he's so handsome.
Oh, he's hot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's the point.
exactly.
The first thing that Chase told me as he appeared on screen,
New
he's
daddy.
No.
no, he
I don't
he
remember what I
turned
said.
to me and said, "Oh, he's so handsome."
I think I might have, yeah. I don't know.
I was like, "Wow, you said that before me? Okay."
I mean,
Dude's a hunk.
I
No,
think-
that's
Oh
what I
no,
said.
you're
Yeah.
right. I think it was he's a hunk.
That's what I said, yeah.
oh, Chase.
And then I said he's so handsome, I think.
Yeah.
But it was distracting.
I mean, Jessica Chastain is Beverly too. Like that was great casting.
It
Well,
was.
yeah. Well, she's great in like everything.
But it's like-
she's it.
She embodied the character really well.
She did.
They all
That
did.
is her job.
Yeah, I think
They
they
paid
all
her money
did.
to do that.
Whoa.
I think they all did.
Can I get paid to do that?
Are you good at it?
No.
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 Actually, still maybe.
Yeah, still maybe if you go into like bad movies that no one wants to watch.
Or I mean,
Or
even
a
good
lot
movies.
of people watch.
That's very true.
Hey, don't just let your dreams be dreams, Chase.
Just do it.
The mini spider scene though almost got him.
Which one?
What?
Oh, you're right. The where they spoiler? Question mark.
What, the head?
With the head?
Just say the head.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with the head.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that
gotcha.
one. He
gross.
grabbed my hand and then hurt my hand.
Wow, what a jerk.
Yeah, he got
But
scared.
I have to say that movie was not that scary compared to the first one either.
No.
I think it was the first one was scarier.
I actually think that this one is scarier. I don't think either of them are scary, but
Yeah.
I can tell you, yeah, one of our friends definitely thought this one was much scarier.
It's weird though because I was
Yeah.
fine with most of it. I mean, I was like freaking out at times, but I was like, overall, it didn't give me it can't give me a similar vibe as the first one. But the first one seemed darker to me,
I think
less like more horror-y, and this one felt more actiony.
Yeah, I think for me, the other one was more scary because it was kids, so it felt like there was more at stake with
think-
kids.
I get
And then
that.
adults, I'm like, I don't care about you.
They can handle this anyway.
Yeah, I'm like, you're an adult. Like either you had this coming or you're more
Yeah.
capable of.
I will say though,
handling
Bill
this.
Hader is all of us in his reactions. That's what I would be like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
I love
What's
Bill
happening?
Hader.
Fuck you.
Reconfirmed my love for Bill Hader.
Still, there's that, without really spoiling anything, there's that scene in the climax where it's like, yippee mother.
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that scene.
I saw that, and so my memory of the adult part of this story was hazy, and I knew another one was gonna go, but I forgot which one, and I was like, wait, no, not him, right?
No, yeah.
And then it was. I was right. It wasn't
Yeah.
him, but
Okay,
I was.
you're spoiling
now
things
I'm
now.
spoiler.
I was
It's been out for a
purposely
while.
vague. I know. And again, it's been a book for much longer.
That's very true.
But no, I mean, they changed up a fair amount of the stuff for the adult section of the story. I mean, basically it all ends in the same place, generally. Minus a couple characters' interactions or just appearance in the story really at all.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, because there's one kid that they never used, right?
What?
Was there one other kid?
no.
Oh, okay.
No,
what
all
was
of
that
all of the
one scene
Losers
then?
Club are represented. It's just they kind of rearranged some stuff. They made it so certain characters were still relevant to the plot the whole story. Instead of just locked in a hospital for the climax.
Oh.
And then yeah, because like in the book, Mike, instead of being down there with them and like leading things, he just gets hurt when Bowers attacks him and he's just in the hospital for the end.
That's fucking terrible.
Well, I mean, he also gets like attacked by a nurse that was controlled by Pennywise too. So he's still like doing stuff, but it's just like, okay.
The fuck?
Yeah. Everything is really different, honestly, for the entire second half of the story. They changed so much. And then, yeah, they like completely cut out, but almost completely cut out Beverly's husband and Bill's wife's role in the story because both of them come to
yeah.
Derry
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
and are incredibly important.
Oh.
Major motivations going on with
Yeah,
those
I
characters.
was waiting for her, at least her husband. I forgot about Bill's wife coming back, but I remembered Beverly's husband coming, and I was waiting for it, and
Yeah.
it just never happened. And
That's
then I
a
was like,
that's
I
a
don't-
big deal in the book too.
Interesting.
He is a he's a good man, real nice dude.
Yeah, he proved it in the
Yeah,
in the beginning.
yeah, but no, he literally like in the book, he literally goes to Derry to kill her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so it doesn't take long for Pennywise to be like, I can use this.
Jesus.
Yeah. No, it's dark, dude. But yeah. Overall, it's fun.
Oh, I love that. Here's Johnny,
Yeah. There are so many little Stephen King references throughout this.
including Stephen King.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
He usually shows up in
Yeah.
his
Did
things.
it show up in the first one?
No.
I didn't think so. But I when he went to that antique store, I'm like, oh, hey,
There,
there's a dude.
There's our Stevie. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's probably one of the funniest movies of the year. Again, it's the same thing. I didn't really get scared watching these movies. I just enjoyed them a lot.
Yeah.
They're just they're well-made movies that happen to be kind of horror themed.
Now I can't wait for it to come out on 4K.
There you go. Won't affect me at
So
all.
you can buy it for yourself again.
No.
Oh, so you aren't going to buy it for yourself? That's an
So-
interesting decision.
Yeah.
Buy it for Cheyenne.
And make it so that she can't watch it.
She can watch it on my TV.
At
At
your house.
which she like never goes to.
Yeah.
You're so good at this, Chase.
Yeah.
Everyone applaud Chase right now. No one applauded you.
Oh, man.
I was gonna say future editing Cheyenne enter clap track.
Or don't.
Or don't. Oh, enter crickets. There we go.
Or don't. How about neither? How about none of the above?
How about C and D, none of the above? But wait, if C and D are none of the above, how can you pick D?
Who's C. Andy?
Okay, no, I'm just saying, interesting concept. So if it's like A is an answer, B is an
Like,
answer.
yeah.
If C is none of the above and D is none of the above, you can't pick D. Because one of the...
Yeah.
What?
I see. Oh. There's
Only
a flaw in
only
tests.
C.
It's
No,
a
no.
logic test.
No, they never have two answers that are none of the above.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm saying if C and D are none of
feel
the
like-
above, C is the correct answer.
I feel like that would be a logic test. How can you work this out?
I had a teacher who definitely would have done that.
And there you go. There's the random Kyle insight for the day.
Glad I didn't have her for psychology.
Oh, God.
She once made her test where all the answers halfway through was all A, and then the second half was all B.
That's evil.
Yeah.
Wait, but wouldn't, if you chose D, if D was the correct answer, then technically the correct answer would be all of the above?
No. Okay,
Because,
so...
well, no, because if you look
If
at
both A and B are wrong...
yeah, that's if both A and B are wrong.
Yes,
But
obviously.
what if,
Well, if... Okay...
like, D is the correct answer, if you say that none of the above is correct and none of the above is above, then that means that the ones above also cannot be
So you're saying if
cannot be incorrect. So one of them has to be the answer, if not both.
But they can't both be the answer. Because none of the above are correct. See, the problem with
Shit.
D being above C, which is none of the above, is it sets up a situation where A and B still have to be wrong, but C then makes them have to be right.
Yeah.
Or at least one of them right, which
That's-
makes it an impossible answer.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. C is the
I
only
got
correct choice.
75% of the way there.
There you go.
Hey, 75% is passing.
Weird logic argument in the middle of this podcast for no reason. I don't know why that came to me.
Or why the lighting changed so drastically.
It did. I prefer this.
The cloud moved in front of the sun. California.
California.
Ew.
What?
What?
Anyway, what were you up to this week?
Not much.
Moving on. No, I'm kidding.
Fuck you. I hung out with some friends I hadn't seen in a while for a couple hours. That was nice. Two of my oldest friends. And one of which who I never see anymore because he lives a state away, and one of which I never see anymore because I'm a bad friend. So,
At least you admit it.
I mean, that's really all it is. I mean, it's kind of a two-way street. Neither of us
Sure.
bothered getting a hold of each other, but like, yeah, she texted me and I looked at, I'm like, oh, hey, cool. And I looked and I'd been like, the last time we had texted each other was last October. And I'm like, you're like a 20-minute drive away from me. I'm like, I suck at this. So, sorry. But it was nice. Hung out with him for a couple of hours. We caught up. We promised to hang out more.
That's always what happens.
And I got them to subscribe to the channel.
Ew.
And you'll see them again in October.
No.
of next year.
September.
No. There we go. No, I got to be better.
Note to self: be better.
Note to self: improve. Also, nobody will be able to see this, but when I got home from work last night, I don't know. Okay, so like this was like a weird chain of events to where like I was walking up to my place, and I have to walk around the house I live at to get to the back door. I mean, you've been there, but the fact is, I have to like walk around, and so I walk past my open bathroom window, and I hear like a noise.
Oh fuck!
It sounds like it's coming from inside my
Fuck
place.
that! Fuck that!
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 1 a.m. I'm like, oh God, no. And I look and my lights are on and I'm like, I don't remember if I left my lights on or
I'd
not.
be like, going back to the car, sleeping in there.
But I'm like, you know what, fuck this shit. And so I open up and I like throw my door open. I'm like looking around and I don't see anybody. But then like I go to my bathroom and I had closed the curtain.
Oh hell no! I just watched a horror movie last night. Hell no.
Exactly. And I'm like, I mean, to be fair, in that horror movie, the shower curtain was advantageous for our heroes.
Yeah.
God, what's his line at the end? It's like, cut off that fucking mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been 30 years.
Fucking
mullet.
But Yeah, so I'm like in that classic horror movie moment where I'm like, fuck. I have my keys as if they're like a knife, like this is gonna stop anybody. I'm like, bring it on, motherfucker. And I throw open the thing. No one's there. I don't know what that noise was. It was probably from like upstairs or whatever from the other people living in the house.
Fuck.
But there was no one there. But there was something in my tub.
Ew.
Ah!
I don't know what the fuck this thing is.
That's a fucking centipede.
That's not a centipede.
That's a centipede.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's a scary ass centipede,
I have
man.
them, I've had them in my house too.
It's a weird looking
It's
centipede.
big, dude. It's like this long. This
Yeah.
thing is like
I hate bugs.
5 or 6 inches long.
Yeah, it's like.
I like bugs when they're outside.
Oh yeah, it's a house centipede. Yeah.
I fucking hate
okay.
those. God.
I never had one of those
So
before, and I'm like,
fucking gross.
you need to die.
Yeah. Imagine having one when you're taking a shit about your feet.
No.
No escape.
Just shit on it. Die. Well, so I turned on my shower
Yeah.
to just flush it down.
They don't really.
It didn't work.
Nope. They have a lot of legs. They can grip.
Well, no, it went down the drain.
Oh.
It just came back.
Ew.
Yeah, you have to keep it running for a long time.
I kept running for like 2 minutes, and so this
Or, like,
morning,
put a cap on
this
the
morning,
fucking-
I killed it.
Oh.
I did not enjoy it because I couldn't find anything that would be like really good
Yeah.
for using it. But I'm like, I think I have a solution to this. I had a can of soup that expired like 2 weeks ago. And so I'm like, I need to throw this away anyway.
What?
So I just used it to like beat the thing to death.
What the fuck? Well, I thought you like opened it up and like
What the fuck? No.
like used it
Why?
like a.
Why,
No, I
What?
used it to beat it to death. You
Oh.
fucking weirdo.
why would he want to make more of a mess for himself?
I thought you just like poured it down the drain and like.
That didn't work before.
I
Why
know,
would
but
I
it's a
waste
different
soup?
consistency.
You were throwing it away anyway. What do you mean waste soup?
Okay, but it wouldn't. No, but here's the thing: it wouldn't have accomplished anything.
Yeah, but yeah, because
Yeah.
I've had one of those in my tub too, and I turned like the shower on. I'd had to rush it down the drain, and it just would not budge. I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Oh, mine
no.
was not that good.
Like,
it also
fuck
it
no.
also couldn't climb out of my tub, from what I could tell. So that was at least helpful.
I don't know. They have a lot of legs.
No, but it was trying for a while. It couldn't get up.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so I had one of those motherfuckers. I was like, no.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
I hate centipedes.
Yeah, that was not fun. But yeah, so like, you know, so fun fact for everyone at home. I was like an hour late today for our recording.
Yeah.
But I got home real early from work last night. There was a reason that I didn't go to bed till like 5. And it had nothing to do with the centipede.
Oh.
It was I was struck by a bout of inspiration, and so I
Lightning?
wrote for 3 hours on my phone last night.
Oh, on your phone?
Yeah,
That's a decision.
I didn't want to get up.
Your computer's not even that far from your bed.
I was comfortable in bed, damn it.
You see, it's moments like that is why I put my desk next to my bed.
It's really not far from my bed.
I hate writing on my phone. Like I don't like it. I
I
can do it, but I'd much rather have like a tactile keyboard.
I made do. It did take me 3 hours though to write a short story, so you know, hey, maybe I should have been. Yeah, I just totally lost track of time. I was just like writing. I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. Now, to be fair, that's probably like 4 a.m. brain thinking it's great. I haven't read it since, but I'm like, oh man, I'm really enjoying this. This will be perfect. And then I like look at the clock. I'm like 5. I'm like,
I need to be at Cheyenne's house in 5 hours.
yeah. And I'm like, well, gotta tie up this story real quick. Done. Okay. Set 6 alarms. And clearly, semi-conscious Kyle was like, alarm goes off, turn off all alarms, and then goes back to sleep. Because I don't remember a single alarm going off,
Yeah.
but they're all off.
Yeah.
So
I definitely get that. I woke up today because my alarm went off, and then I snoozed it, and then Cheyenne called me 15 minutes later, and then
I don't have a Cheyenne to call me.
yeah, I answered the phone, but instead of hearing Cheyenne's voice, a YouTube video just started blasting full like full volume in my ear, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Well played.
Like,
Yeah.
why? What happened? I didn't even. I just pressed answer, and then I'm like, what the hell?
I kept getting sent of voicemail, so I was like,
I only got one call
Oh, I
that I
called
woke
you.
up from.
Oh, I called you at least twice before you actually answered.
I think
Oh.
actually I did hear the ringtone in my dream.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe he's awake, and I was like, well, I'll
Or
just
not-
check in
yeah.
like 10 minutes.
So-
It'll be fine.
It's not even a ringtone; it's just the vibration pattern.
I just love how you snooze for a couple minutes, get a phone call. I am like 30 minutes late and no one bothered to even question where I was.
That's very true.
I was questioning it in my head. I'm
I-
like,
I
I'm
mean,
sure he's on his way. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I was questioning it too, but I was like, "Hey, it's Kyle. He'll show up." Because with Chase, I know if he's not responding, he's asleep.
Yeah, no, it was like I literally woke up exactly when I posted in the Slack. I'm like, I just woke up, I'm coming. So like I threw on my clothes. I ran out the door. Then I'm like, what are you doing? I ran back in. I grabbed my PlayStation. I grabbed my hard drive, and then I left.
At least you remembered.
That would have been real bad. I would have to turn around, go back, and come back again. I made good time though.
Yeah.
I got here in like 23 minutes.
Yeah, see, I figured you were just like in traffic. you
No,
picked up
it's a
food or
Sunday morning.
something. I
No,
don't know.
Sunday morning. Oops, copyright strike.
Kyle's sleeping. Yeah. But other than that, it's been a week, just a week. It's been very, very slow at work.
Yeah.
And I've been using that to my advantage. We're doing contests at work.
Oh.
I designed all of them in a week, even ones that weren't part of my department.
Okay. What about you, Cheyenne? What have you been doing? Anything besides watching it?
Nope, she did nothing at
I've
all
been-
except for that 3-hour period.
I forgot it was 3 hours. Yeah.
Wow, rereading old books.
Nice. What books?
I don't even know.
They weren't that good.
Wow.
No,
Not that
well,
important.
Yeah, they weren't there because I was questioning. My friend and I were debating because a movie's being made out of one of the books that we liked, and we were debating the events of it. Don't laugh at me.
I was laughing
That's
at
all
okay.
I'm laughing.
Kyle's like.
Oh, okay. Because usually Chase judges my books.
I
So
know.
No.
well, one of them I
So
reread.
you're
though.
really focused on this. You'll
No, I
probably hear
heard.
what. Oh,
No,
okay.
I heard. I chose to ignore it.
So sorry.
Anyway, I know one of them I reread was Umbrella Academy because I just read that, and then the second Scythe book.
By
By-
Arc of a Scythe.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Cool, and then multiple other books. It's been a weird week.
Yeah, Cheyenne has this thing where she just rereads books for fun.
Yeah,
I have such a hard time rereading books.
Yeah, she's just like, books you've read like multiple times too, and you just like go back and like read it in like a day, and I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah.
I mean, that's usually how I read books, though, too. I don't
Yeah.
like reading books in small bursts, like really small bursts.
Oh yeah, no, I have to
I-
finish it.
I don't read a book unless I have like hours to spare just reading.
Yeah. See, the only
Yeah.
reason I want
Read?
to and I need to reread some books is because like the next book came out and I totally forgot what happened in the previous ones. Because
I
it's been
have-
like a year and a half.
I am very proud of my memory, so I usually
I have a
don't
really
need to do
shitty
that.
memory.
We know that was like half the topic of last week. I was really proud of my memory, and so I was just like, I think most recently, this bit me in the ass. I was reading the third book of the Stormlight Archives, fantastic fantasy series, and I'm like, I remember what happened in books 1 and 2. And I started reading book 3. I'm like, fuck, I don't remember half the shit that happened.
Yeah.
To be fair, that series is very complex and interesting, and there's like 1,000 characters and all this other shit. And I'm just like, I don't even remember who this is. And they're clearly very important.
Exactly.
And so I'm like, shit. And so I stopped it and I
Oh, yeah.
reread the second book. And I'm
I
like,
hate when
I
that
remember
happens.
the first book pretty darn well. And I did. But like the second book was just, it expanded so much. And I was like, okay. And I reread that. A real quick 1,000-page read. And then. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I got back to the third book. And I'm like, oh, this makes so much more sense. I can follow again. Honestly, though. Strongly recommend basically any Brandon Sanderson books.
Right.
They're fantastic.
I've heard from you.
Yeah, I know. Because they're fucking fantastic. Good place to start, the Mistborn books.
Uh-huh.
They're so good.
Uh-huh.
Any day now, those are going to be adapted.
Any day now.
What do you want them to be?
I think they could do an interesting job.
That's what I thought about a certain series of mine.
That's
and
what
then it was just trash.
that's what everyone thought about The Last Airbender.
No. I don't think
What?
anybody thought that.
What? Going into live action like, actually I was
Here's
also,
the thing.
I was also
I don't.
young
Here's the thing.
and I was like, oh, that's so cool, live action.
No, I have no problem with animated series not being adapted into live action. I enjoy the concept of like a book, like somebody doing a take on it. Honestly, I think with like the Mistborn series, I think an animated take on it would be better than an actual movie.
Have they ever done that?
Very rarely.
Yeah. It seems more interesting.
I remember once, I don't remember the name of the book series anymore, which is going to kind of defeat the entire purpose of this. But I remember I read like a young adult fantasy book series a long time ago when I was younger. And then like years later, there was like an anime
Whoa.
for it. But it was like a Western book series.
Whoa.
I think it was like Del Toro Quest or something like that.
Don't know.
But the fact was, yeah, I'm just like watching and like it was just, I don't know how you just stumble across anime, but there was just an anime on
You
TV.
can just stumble across anime.
No, but like without looking for it. Like it was just playing.
Oh. That's
Yeah,
weird.
somewhere.
Oh,
And
it
I'm
was
just
meant
like,
to be.
yeah, I'm just like, this is familiar. Did they like rip off Del Toro Quest? And then they like call one of the characters by name. I'm like, this isn't a ripoff. It's an adaptation in an anime form. Interesting. So I think that's the one time I've ever seen that happen.
Oh no. But yeah. I like the idea of them turning stories into movies, but usually the execution of it is not that great.
That is true.
So it's like I'm open to it, but once it's trash, it's trash. Just
Fair enough.
I'm so upset about what happened to this one series.
But
But
it's the series.
You can also name the series. I
Oh.
know what you're talking about.
do you? Which one?
But like Cassandra Clare.
Oh, that's one of them. That's not the
Oh.
one my friend and I were talking about.
Ooh.
But
No,
yes,
the TV show you're
let
talking
me
about.
drag that one for a second. So my favorite book series, one of my favorite book series, it goes back and forth. Because I'm
no, that's
slightly-
the one you're talking about that you do not like the show for.
I'm slightly upset with the other one. So anyway, but the Mortal Instruments series, the
Gotcha.
original 3 that the book series, the TV series adaptation is based off of,
Mhm.
is set in a very particular way. And then they just, in the TV series, was like, nah, screw that. Forget everything. We're going to just go against everything in the series and just do what we want with whatever characters. And I watched it, and like the whole events of book 1 happens in like 30 minutes of episode 1. I'm like, how do you do that?
Because they didn't care.
They didn't. And they even like mess up a big story arc throughout the whole first 3 books within like 30 minutes. They're like, nah, we don't need that in this series. I'm like, that's
I can
like,
almost respect that because I don't
just-
care about the series.
Yeah.
That's like so wanton and like disregarding all fans.
Wonton?
yeah.
wanton.
Well,
Wonton.
so what ended up so this series is very with people who like the series, there's 2 different generations of the series, because there's the original 3 and then the continuation where the author was like, oh hey, I can make more money off of this, let me just continue. So the original 3 kind of doesn't go with the continuation. Like the original 3 has a very definite end, and then they're just kind of like, oh, let's continue. Let's see how far we can
Those
stretch
are always
this.
the best books.
Right? So the first 3 are pretty good, and the first movie made for it follows it really well and adds its own spin to things,
I
which
mean, I
worked
definitely
out.
saw that movie.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I know I did.
Oh, you did? Oh wow, I'm impressed.
It was on HBO one day.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that popular of a movie, but the book series wasn't popular yet until after that movie came out. But then they continued on, and it just wasn't, it was a mess, and you could tell there was no plan. And then they were like, hey, let's have 3 spin-off series of this mess of a
3
series.
spin-off series?
Yeah, because there's Clockwork Angel. There's several spin-off of books. There's like the Academy of Shadow Hunters. There's Magnus Bane, the Magnus Bane Chronicles, Dark Artifice series, which takes place in LA, which I was really excited about. And then it's not good. I mean, at one point they're like, hey, let's sell books. Hey guys, it's $4 from Barnes and Noble. They just, a $20 book. They're like, $4?
Get rid of
Anyone?
it, get rid of
Anyone?
it.
Please?
Yeah. It's not good. They just need to stop. Kind of like the House of Night series, which needs to just stop, which also has a whole collection of spin-off series that did not need to happen. But the actual one that my friend and I were talking about was the James Patterson.
Did he actually write it? Or is it a ghostwriter?
Exactly.
The will
Part
of
of-
May never
Part
know.
of the problem with that series is that James Patterson doesn't even write it. He has the main idea.
Yeah.
It's his name, but he has several ghostwriters.
As are a lot of his books.
Exactly, all of his books, I swear. But he has the series is like 13 books. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like Bird Kids. It's like they're
Bird Kids.
I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
yeah, that one. So they made a movie. That
It's
was
garbage.
it is. And my friend and I watched it for fun, and we realized there was a book that we never read in the series, which is also escaping me. It comes after the Angel Experiment or Angel or something like that. And it's just this weird thing where like teenagers are now having kids and there's like an apocalypse, and I'm so confused as to what happened, but it was almost like a fan fiction version of the actual book series. And we were debating. And then I had to reread the first like 2 books because I didn't remember what happened, because after the movie, just everything went, because I was like, nope, done with the series. And I was upset because Jenna Marbles helped produce that movie.
Again, I have not actually seen this
Ooh.
movie, but I have seen YouTube videos shitting
Oh,
on this
have
movie,
you?
and it is incredibly entertaining.
It's fun to watch to make fun of because
I
it is
bet.
trash. At one point, it was the lowest rated movie, I think, on Netflix. It was like half a star, I think.
Damn.
Aren't the Netflix star
Or a
ratings
star.
based on
I don't
how
remember.
much
How
they
can you
think
get
you'll
less-
like it and not how much?
Oh,
everyone
No,
is
thinks?
it?
it used to be. I think it's different now.
I have
But I
no
know
idea.
it used to I'm pretty sure you used to rate it out of 5 stars. Like
Yeah,
users
it's-
used to rate him. But now
it's
it's just
kind of-
now it's just thumbs up and thumbs down.
Oh, yeah, it came out a couple years ago. Because I know there was a star rating on it, and it was like half a star. It may not have been
I feel
Netflix,
like
though.
are there not star ratings anymore? Do I just
There
not
are
notice things?
star ratings, but they're just shown to you.
Yeah.
I don't know how they calculate them.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
they just
based
calculate
off
them
of-
based on how much they think you'll like them.
Yeah, because if you look at there's like a percentage match.
Oh no, that's that. Yeah, there's a percentage match. I don't know if that's.
Whatever. The fact is, Netflix is a
Still.
silly, weird place.
It is.
Yeah.
That's the real takeaway from all of this.
Well, I
And-
mean, so I know when I was in middle school, was like when I was like those like young. No, I wouldn't say young adult. It's like even younger than that. But like novels that were then adapted into movies.
Yep.
Like I think when I was in 6th grade or something is when I read through all of Hunger Games.
Oh my
I
god.
I take so many issue with Hunger Games.
What are you
That's
saying?
not my
I
problem.
know your
I
problem.
hate Hunger Games so much. I didn't even watch all the.
Did you read the
movies.
books though?
I read all the books.
I liked
and
the
that's why I
books,
didn't watch the
and I read them all
movies.
within like a week. And then the movies came out.
You were able to read all of the
Really?
Hunger Games books in 6th grade. They
It-
were all out.
I think so.
It took me so long to finish that series because it was.
I pounded through the first 2 books, and then the 3rd book was just like, I'm like, oh,
I had to
no.
just skim through it because
It was not
It
good.
wasn't.
You don't think
yeah.
so? I don't really.
I'm not a
100%
fan
remember.
of Mockingjay. Mm-mm.
Oh,
But-
no, a character dies. I had because I was skimming, and so there's a character. This is not a spoiler. This has been out for too long.
Yeah.
Who is it? I think Prim, the younger sister, at
Yes.
some point dies,
Yeah,
right?
in the
Yeah,
third,
right near the end.
third
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, but I had skimmed through that part, and
You
I was
missed
like,
it?
"Wait, when did she die? When did this happen?" And so I had to go back, and I was like, "Is this when she dies?" And then I just didn't care enough to really look for it.
Yeah,
There were-
Mockingjay came out in 2010. I was in 6th grade.
Yeah, I thought so. I had graduated high school. I'm pretty sure I read those books after I graduated. And he's just like, I read it in 6th grade.
Poor Kyle.
Oh my god, it's gonna be
That's how it
an
goes.
untitled new one coming out in 2020.
Bullshit.
What?
I don't care.
No.
New book.
Moving on.
Eh.
The series. Know when to end. And just end. And then come up with new
Please.
ideas.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I mean, because I remember, I read the books and I liked them all, and then the movie started coming out, and I only saw the first one.
he was in 6th grade. It's fine.
I get it.
I only saw the first one though, and then I was like,
And to be fair, the second movie was the best of the movies.
Oh, I didn't get that far.
It's also my favorite book. So
yeah, mine too.
That was a better
Catching
book.
Fire.
Yeah, that was a good book.
Yeah, that was my favorite of the books, and it was my favorite of the movies. It still wasn't great, but yeah. I mean, honestly, of the young adult adaptations that aren't Harry Potter, Hunger Games was at least not terrible, which you can't say about most of them.
Yeah, I remember Percy Jackson was also one that like similar time frame that I read. I think.
Did you read all those books?
Yeah,
I didn't finish that series.
I did. I read like I think all of them. And
Okay,
then-
so I watched the movies, both of them.
There's 2. Fuck,
Yeah.
I only saw the first one. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
There's
because
only
there were
two. Isn't there?
There's only 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I only saw the first one.
Well,
Okay.
it's because like they waited like years and years and years later they made a sequel.
Well, then they got kind
Ah.
of too old for their characters.
Yeah, it felt really weird.
They were already a little too old for their character.
and then it was like
Pierce Brosnan? What the?
There's like
Yeah.
4 or 5 years between. Oh man,
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, you guys are supposed to be
it was like Sea of
just
Monsters.
years.
little teenagers.
2010 and 2013.
Just barely teenagers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I only saw
First one,
first one.
but
Okay. Sea of Monsters was a
it
movie.
was a film. It existed.
It's okay if you have
but-
time. Sorry.
But I will say that it's kind of funny we're talking about this because this week I've just been randomly watching YouTube videos.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I got here, but I just started randomly watching YouTube videos
Yeah, I mean, I'll
That
go down
were-
rabbit holes too. Yeah.
that were about Percy Jackson characters, and I have never read these books.
Really?
Yes. And I'm just like, and like, this is like just about characters. I'm like, okay, I know who Percy is. And it's been a while since I saw these movies. I don't remember anything else. Why am I watching this? But I'm watching. I was like, I clearly have nothing better to do with my life. I don't know what the hell to tell you, but it was just like weird, like fan created things about like the characters and interesting scenarios. I'm like, what is going on? And Kyle, why are you doing this? And so I commented. I'm like, why am I here? I haven't read these books. And I got like 18 likes. And I'm like, I mean, that's not the most likes I've ever gotten, but it's not the least.
Yeah, that's funny. But Rick, is it Rick Riordan or Rick Riordan? I've never been able to know.
How the fuck do I know?
I don't know, but yeah, the author of those
Riordan.
books. The author of those books. I remember. I think the reason I actually got into Percy Jackson was because I was into.
Pronunciation guide is right there.
Well, I mean, I
Oh,
don't know
God.
what that- you pressed it, but I'm not gonna listen to it. I don't know.
No, you
Right,
just
yeah.
use it to.
I can't.
whatever.
Ray. That doesn't mean anything to me. Riordan. I don't fucking know.
Raritan.
Sure. Okay.
Raritan. Rick Raritan, not your
Yeah, but
service.
he's American. He's not even.
Whatever. Americans come from other places.
Yeah, but yeah.
I know.
Okay, but
very
They inherit names.
But I think the reason that I got into those books was because I was into another series of his, which was the 39 Clues. Did you ever read
Of
39
course,
Clues?
no.
Really? They were okay. That
I-
was such
I
a
didn't
big
read-
series to me. I actually just finished it
Okay.
like 3 years ago.
Chase, when did this book series come out?
Kyle, do you want to know this?
2008.
2008. I was a junior in high school.
Oh god. Yeah, no, you would not have read these books.
No, I wouldn't have. Duh.
2008. I was very into Twilight.
You were what, in 4th
2008.
grade?
I think so.
Oh, gross.
Yeah,
That's weird.
I think I got it at a Scholastic Book Fair.
So yeah, no, I didn't read these books.
Yeah, okay, they were
I've never heard of
super
them.
interesting, super like good.
There were
when I
39
remember
of them.
Yeah.
Each one gave you one
Actually, I think
clue.
there were like 12.
Whatever. I
they
read
weren't-
Animorphs. Like whatever.
They
I
weren't all written by the same
Judging.
person. But I think he started the series and
So Animorphs.
but I think I read something about them making it like into a live action adaptation. Oh, it's film. Wait. Steven Spielberg required the film rights to produce the series in 2008. But in May 2012, then the director of Night at the Museum acquired the rights, and then in August 2013, it was taken by Universal.
The fact is, nobody's made this movie.
It was originally planned to be released in 2014, but they have not entered production still.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. Yeah.
There are
but,
so many rights that are purchased and like
Yeah, yeah.
sold and all the stuff that just never get made.
but
into
oh my
movies.
god, that fucking book series! It was like so good to me, as a memory too, that
Go back and read it.
I did.
Oh, did you?
I bought because
Still holds up?
It's okay. I get it for what it is. But because I think I stopped at maybe like the fifth or sixth book, and then I think just a few years ago, maybe like 3 years ago, I think I was in college at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you
Yeah,
telling me.
I
you-
went and I
you got
bought like the last
yeah.
6 of them, and I read them, and it was fucking great. Just like the nostalgia, like for what it is, because like it's for children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this is great, and
That's
this
fine.
is closure for me.
There's no shame in that. I respect that.
Yeah, I went back and read the Harry Potter books as a almost college grad.
I mean,
That-
had you read them before?
No, I'd never read them
Oh,
before.
interesting.
Yeah. I just because when those were really popular, I was in elementary school and I was really bad at reading. Like I could because
My
I
mom
don't-
read them to me.
oh how sweet.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. I was below my grade level on reading for the longest time because
That's
like
surprising me.
And now
That's
she's
surprising.
Right?
an avid
well
reader.
like I don't know if I have dyslexia, but I have a hard time remembering which way certain letters go, but
Yep.
I've never been fully tested for dyslexia. And but my second grade teacher mentioned it to my parents and they're like, she'll figure it out. And then
Yep.
yeah, and then my teacher was like, "Well, remember this rhyme and remember how you." She was like, "Trace the letter and see how that works out for you." And like, eventually, I figured something out, but I couldn't read for like a really
Yeah.
long
She
time.
still gets mixed up with
Yeah,
the
I
B's,
still
B's
get-
and D's.
Yeah, the P's really messed me up too. Anyway, especially if I'm going fast. My college notes were like terrible, but
I mean, you know, you just
Yeah.
it's either a B, a D, or a P. Like, you know, you'll figure it out.
One of the
yeah,
three.
eventually it works itself out. But because I was so behind, I never read Harry Potter because it was just too much for me.
Yeah.
And it's a really big book, so it
Yeah.
scared
Mhm.
me. And once I was better at reading, which wasn't until like middle school, I was already kind of out of that age group that was reading Harry Potter, and I just skipped to like the young adult stuff. But I had the books because someone gave them to me because they're like, "Hey, you love reading, right?" But then I looked at them, I'm like, "This is a little young for me now." But as a college grad, I was like, "Hey, I have time. I can read this," and it was weird because they're children. It just
Yes.
it felt awkward.
Okay.
Yeah. Now go
Yeah.
read Lord of the Rings.
You really should.
My problem is I like to finish books really quickly. Like Kyle said, I like to read when I have a long span of time, and that's a really long, boring book.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
There's too much description for me that I get lost in all the description.
Yeah, I read the Lord of the Rings books in high school.
Good for you.
They were good.
Yeah.
Although I got through a lot of old English books pretty well in high school.
You just aren't choosing to read these ones.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know. There's something about these books that like
Just
I
just listen to it on your way to
can't.
work. Audiobook.
Just watch the movies then.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
great movies.
The extended cuts.
They're so long.
So what? You just watched a 3-hour movie yesterday.
True.
In a theater. I don't know. It feels different in a theater versus at
Do
home.
you want to see it in a theater?
We can make this happen.
We can make this happen.
But Chase is going to make me watch the director cut.
The extended editions is
Yes.
different.
There is.
It's so long.
It doesn't feel like it. I'd say the
So
only
good.
We'll
I'd say
see.
the only movie that really feels its runtime, even though I love Fellowship. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like there are definitely moments in Fellowship where you're like, okay, we've definitely been at this for 3 hours. Even though Fellowship is an incredible film.
Mhm.
I feel like that suffers the most. Like, freaking, you're watching Two Towers. You're like, it's already over? And you've been there for like 3.5 hours. You're like, God damn it. 10th Throne, Return of the King. This one's 4 hours? Okie dokie.
So I definitely watched part of one of them. I don't know which one, but I remember it being really long. And I fast forward.
You probably didn't even see the extended cut.
Probably not. But I because my problem here is my dad also did not like these movies. So I was just never
Your dad is wrong.
forced to watch these movies.
Again, okay.
So
when we eventually get around to Chase watching all the Fast and Furious movies, then we have to make Cheyenne watch all the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen. And it'll be the exact same amount of time, despite like 10 movies for Chase and 3 movies for Cheyenne.
that's terrible.
It's not true. Those Fast and Furious movies are way too long.
Yeah, actually, as they get, the more that they make, the longer it gets. And it's just
true.
really not necessary.
Like
But
Hobbs and Shaw's like 2.5 hours long.
Ugh.
Why?
Wasn't the last one was pretty long too, of the actual Fast
They're
and
all like between
Right?
2 to 2.5 hours long
Just
after they get past
after
like,
5?
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 is good, but the
5
other ones
5 and 6 are both really good.
Oh yeah, 6. But after that
Can't relate.
it kind of
You will.
yeah.
Jesus.
Hey,
He has nothing to do with this.
the baby scene though.
It-
Highlight
in-
of the movie.
In 8,
Yeah, in 8
Yeah.
highlight of that movie.
When he's holding the baby.
he does a lot more than hold that baby.
And
Yeah.
like on
That sounds really bad out of context. It's much more complicated than that.
Yeah.
It still
But
doesn't
it's
sound
really
great.
great.
No.
Yes.
Sure.
He's not gonna like it because he doesn't like
Well, he's
that
not going to
kind of
like it
stuff.
because he's already decided he's not going to like
That's
it.
very
Yeah,
true.
you're
That's the
right.
real
I'm
problem.
set.
And you guys are so freaking pig-headed. Like
That's
Cheyenne's just
why
like
we're
not
together.
Cheyenne's just not going to accept that Lord of the Rings will be good because it's long.
But it's good.
What if we watch?
No, I'm
what if we
sure-
split every movie in half? Then you're just watching a bunch of hour-and-a-half long movies.
That might actually work.
But you
for
don't
me.
get the continuity.
Yes, you do. It's
be
all.
fine.
It was all written as one book.
But the thing is, like, you can watch it all
Yeah.
in one sitting. And you get it all at once.
Okay, look, I like these movies and these books, but you're a fucking psychopath.
Thank you. See, that's what he wanted me to do, and I think that's why I have such an aversion to watching
face
these
is-
movies.
You're really bad at this, Chase.
Right? See, I think this is my real problem is that he wanted me to watch it all in one day.
There
and I'm
are-
like,
I could
just-
literally come up with a list
No.
of good stopping points throughout each movie that you could watch them in easily digestible bits.
So we have to start with The Hobbit.
No, we're not.
okay, wait, I did see all of the Hobbit movies.
What the fuck?
yeah.
Those aren't that good.
I was at the theater for like one of them.
But the
Two of
problem
them.
is, like, look, the Hobbit movies aren't bad, but they are such a downgrade in quality from the Lord of the Rings films. Oh my god. I just gotta let this go.
I was more attracted to the Hobbit movies because the first one looked funny.
Funny.
Yeah, because they had the trailer for it had the dwarves and it looked funny, and I don't know. Just I need some comedy in my movies.
All right, cool. So going away from all of this topic, then.
Wait, but the
Kyle
three
is very
films.
disappointed.
I
In
want to
us.
point out
That's what
first the
it
three
is.
films that are extended editions put together are 11 hours, 23 minutes, and 59
Yes.
seconds.
Yes.
And you wanted me to watch that
all at
in-
once.
That's mean.
That's a terrible idea. That's the thing. No one could appreciate those movies if that's the first time they watch them. You're
Yeah.
exhausted by the end of that, Chase. I have done that. I love these movies. I know them well. I was exhausted when I did that once. Like, I did that with a group of people, and by the end, like, people were just, like, coming and going from the living room where the movie was playing and, like, just hanging out in other rooms
Yeah.
and shit. Like, that is too much.
What about with the Hobbits?
What's wrong with you?
A lot. He's a fucking sick person, and he needs help.
See, I think if it was just spread out, I'd be much more willing to watch it than just.
But that's
it
also
all in one
including
day.
credits. So actually, it is 11. Oh no, you're right.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It's not going to
Okay,
make that big of a difference.
No, it's just.
No, it makes about an hour difference. Or like
I mean, in the grand.
What?
Wait,
point 7 hours. Sorry.
The credits are that long?
Yeah.
Jeez. But in the grand scheme of
That's 0.7 of an hour.
how long the movie itself is, that's not like it doesn't make that big of a difference to me.
It's like what? Like
42 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like 40 minutes.
Jeez. But they're long movies.
It's like less than 15
so
minutes each. Yeah.
It has a lot of.
That's
people
way
who
longer
work
than most
there.
credits.
Yeah.
I remember the longest credits I think I've ever sat through in my life was the first Fable game. It was like 35-minute credits.
What the fuck?
And you know why I know that? Because you can't skip those credits. I mean, you can, but you can't.
The fuck?
Because if you skip the credits to the end of the original Fable game, the game's over. But if you don't, then you can keep running around as your character afterwards.
What?
But there's a skip button, and they don't tell you this.
Oh my god.
And so a lot of people are just like, oh, what a great game.
That's it.
But if you don't do anything, then you can run around the open world and do more stuff. Stupid shit. All right, so let's move on because we've very much exhausted this topic, which is I guess the main topic of the day, and talk about some news.
See.
What should I say?
Oh. You should see
The
if you
news.
haven't seen SpaceX's Starship.
What?
Have you not seen this?
What?
So SpaceX
What
is
the hell
building
is
a
that?
Starship. Yeah, it's literally called Starship. And they're putting it together in Boca Chica, Texas. Basically, it's like a mock-up of it. It's like a prototype that Elon Musk is vowing will, like, they'll have like a working, or I guess maybe it's
Mini
a
bar.
working prototype, but like a working model as soon as 6 months from now.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that can carry its first passengers by next year, sometime next year. That's going to take off, fly to 65,000 feet, and then come back and land in about 2 months, 1 or 2 months.
Okay.
It could go within 6 months.
Okay.
No, that's when it's going to be completed,
Okay, so
but not necessarily ready.
yeah, you know what I've come to realize?
Elon Musk is a madman.
That I should
No, I
have
knew
worked at
that.
SpaceX like I wanted to.
No,
It's right here.
it's the opposite of what I'm about to say. I feel terrible for everyone who works at SpaceX
Oh, because
because he's
Like,
like, we're
overworked.
going to design a starship that's going to launch in. It'll be ready in 6 months, and we're going to launch it people next year. People are like, do you know how long it takes to get anything done for real, Elon? He's like, no. But we're going to do it because I told people we will. I'm like, Elon Musk, you are
his timelines-
literally
crazy.
a Bond villain.
He
You got
actually
the
is.
name,
Yeah.
you got
Got
the
the
look,
look.
you got the
person-
backstory and the personality.
yeah.
Yeah.
All I'm waiting for is you launch it, and then like a fucking laser is gonna just come out the top of it. Like, oh, hey, I hit my laser. And now I'm
Lasers.
holding the world government hostage for $1 billion. And you're like, Elon Musk, I am not surprised.
Yeah. No, I still wish I worked at SpaceX like originally was gonna study for.
So,
I want to be on that side of things.
one of
Yeah.
our subscribers works for a company that's hired out by SpaceX, and he fucking hates it.
Fun.
That's sad.
He's like, SpaceX is the worst.
Oh, so is my mom though. Partially.
Their demands are impossible, and their communication skills are terrible.
Sounds about right.
It's like we'll have like a week to do something that should take 3, and then halfway through they'll change the schematics and plans, but not update the timeline.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, go ahead.
Oh, I've passed by that place really late at night and people are still leaving at
Yes.
like 1 a.m. People are coming in at like 1 a.m.
Because you need to.
Yeah.
24/7. But
365.
Starship is
24 hours a week, 7 months out of the year.
apparently meant to fly hundreds of passengers to like the moon or Mars. That's the end game.
Well, of course. If by end game you mean the first step.
This is not that big of news. He wants people on Mars.
Yeah, I mean, this is how he's gonna do it.
Yep.
This is how we, as a humanity, are gonna do it.
I don't want to go to Mars. I'm cool here.
I do.
I mean,
have fun.
so what? There was like that thing where like
Okay,
you were
have
supposed to
fun.
sign up for like go to Mars as like a one-way trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Who does that?
No.
Well, because it's like impossible.
No, I get why you will not come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you go?
Right.
People have nothing left to lose.
Those are the worst people to send to Mars.
Yeah. Arguably, yes. It's like the people that don't care about their families, don't care about like their lives back on Earth.
Well, there is one Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory who wants
Who
to
is a
just-
fictional character.
who wants to enhance humanity and just be part of
No,
science.
he's real. I saw him in that other movie.
That
that
other
one?
one about NASA.
He's a lawyer.
With that very real person, Ted.
Oh yeah,
Bundy.
yeah.
He is a lawyer in that. Is that
That's
not
the
what
one
you're
that
talking-
I forgot what it
Okay.
was though. I literally forgot what movie it was. It's with Zac Efron. Yeah,
Yes.
he's
The Zephron
He's
himself.
against Efron. Yeah.
Good. He should be. All right. In other news, a bit more terrestrial.
But I like the extraterrestrial.
Well, I mean,
Go back
he
into that.
rarely touches the ground.
Well, I mean, speaking of,
We had that we already did that though.
I know, but I was gonna say spoil. I don't want to actually say it then. If it's gonna spoil things.
Okay, gotcha. So, I mean, he may be terrestrial, but he rarely touches the ground. Spider-Man swung back home, baby.
Swung back
again.
to the MQ.
MQ?
Yeah,
Cool.
it's back in the Marvel Kinematic Universe. It's in motion.
Yeah, I get it.
Ow.
Okay.
You deserve that.
You did.
Yeah, so there was a deal.
Big
There
surprise.
was.
And it sounds like what this deal really is a way to get him out of the MCU in a non-obtrusive way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently we got a 75-25 split
Mm-hmm.
where, Sony is still fronting 75%, getting 75% of the profits. Disney is now fronting 25% and getting 25% of the profits.
Uh-huh.
Kevin Feige is producing. Spider-Man is now a part of the MCU for one more standalone Spider-Man film and then one more MCU film.
Yes.
And so
Mhm.
the rumors are that they're going to use this opportunity, do some multiverse trickery, and throw him out of the universe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which means My theory then is that the MCU movie he will be appearing in is Doctor Strange 2.
Ooh, yeah,
Which would make,
that
I mean,
is-
we kind of talked,
yeah.
didn't we talk about before, like what MCU movie he might show up in next, and like Doctor Strange is a
Yeah.
theory because, you know,
They're close.
yeah, they're physically close to one another.
Most
Yeah, and his
convenient.
movie's gonna be dealing with the multiverse.
Exactly. Like, and so I feel like it's all coming together.
Yeah,
And we are getting that Spider-Man film before Doctor Strange.
interesting.
Oh dang,
It's
really?
in 2021.
When is Doctor Strange? I forget.
Either end of 2021 or
2022.
Oh, I
yeah.
thought it was closer.
but I mean, the fact is I think it's like July of 2021 is Spider-Man.
Sequel wait, what? It says
Never
with
mind
the
then.
sequel confirmed for 2021. We'll see our first trailer in 20. Oh, I thought it was 2022.
Never mind. It's in May. So never mind, that kind of doesn't stand up.
No,
Who knows?
Darn it. But yeah, we're getting 4 MCU films in 2021 now.
Yeah.
that's great.
Is it?
Eh.
I mean,
3 felt like a lot. And I'm not saying I don't want more, but I'm also saying that's a lot.
Yeah.
I also still have superhero fatigue. Just like, eh.
But I mean that it's also gonna open him up, Spider-Man, to Sony's universe,
Yeah.
the Venomverse.
Yeah. But at least it won't be as jarring.
Yeah.
He'll be able to just like jump into the Tom Hardy Venomverse.
Yes. And I mean they're also
and then he'll
making-
be able to show up in into the Spider-Verse sequels.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
It's gonna be live action Tom Holland in the.
That would be the best.
Yeah.
Oh, because my like one of the thoughts I was having was
Like Roger Rabbit style.
exactly. One of the thoughts I was having was like in the next Spider-Man, like, if they had that multiverse like trickery, and then like, and you see like animated Miles Morales in like the live action world, like a Roger Rabbit style. I was like, what? That thought that was in my head.
That's a thought.
Yeah, but
Speaking of release dates, my heart is now complete.
okay.
Is it?
For I
Did
know
you get another heart container?
that The Last of Us Part 2 is coming.
That's right.
February 21st, 2020.
Ooh,
Less
so
than
close.
6 months away.
Yeah, I still have to fit. I have to start and finish.
That is correct.
First one.
Which we will be doing on the channel.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was about to say he's not going to do that,
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
he
well,
is.
but now he will.
I
It's
mean, I
already,
want
it's
to.
already
That's like-
downloaded on my PlayStation and ready to go.
Awesome. That's also I've been wanting to for a while, and that's actually one thing that I've been wanting to that I actually do want to,
Yeah.
as opposed to wanting to and not wanting.
So knowing the approximate length of the game plus the DLC expansion, honestly, if it takes over after Call of Cthulhu,
Mhm.
it'll take us almost directly to the release date if we do 2 episodes, like 2 half-an-hour episodes a week.
Ooh.
So yeah, because the game is like 15 hours long,
Mm.
and so it would be 15 weeks. And plus Left Behind is like an additional like 2 hours long, so we get us 2 more weeks, and then I think there'd be like a week or 2 between that and The Last of Us 2.
Interesting.
And then we'll just pull a Man of Medan again. Just bust through as much of that game as possible. Keep putting it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited, even though I have no.
Oh, you have no idea, but
Idea.
you're about to have a new daddy, my friend.
Another one?
Joel?
Another one,
His
yes.
name's Joel, yeah.
Oh yeah. I know you well enough that you're gonna be like, well, I mean, that's everybody. It's like Joel Daddy. I was like, this is terrible.
There's so many for me to keep up with.
I'm sorry.
Even
But
I
you'll at
can't
least
keep up.
experience his love of this daddy together.
Jesus.
Oh, it's so bad. Yeah, so that announcement, that'll be one of the games we play on our channel. That's part of the plan. We're trying to come up with also the Blair Witch successor, since we've already beaten that whole game and we're just trickling it out now.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, Cheyenne told me afterwards. She's like, I didn't want to upset you when we were finishing recording, but that wasn't scary.
Yeah. Because he kept yelling, and I was like, let me not say that I wasn't scared. Well, he's still here.
Now, in my defense, I was playing it, so I was a little spooked. But Chase was far scared than I
He
was, far more
wasn't
scared than I was.
playing
You were just
I was
watching.
still experiencing it.
it.
The parts that were really getting me were just like the parts where I just had to not stare at the monsters and like scoot around. Not spoiling anything there, but it's just like, you know, that was where I was like, I'm not appreciating this But no, most of the time, not that bad.
Yeah.
Oh, Chase. Oh,
I get
Chasey Chase.
startled.
Oh,
Okay,
hoping for
when
more.
Yeah, you get startled and then terrified of the concept of windows. So
yeah, in it chapter 2, when Eddie was going downstairs in the pharmacy, and he like knocked a table, I was like, "That's me," because he got scared when he like hit, was like, "Ah!" I was like, "Yeah, that's me."
Yeah.
you were straight up our Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh, Chase.
Yeah.
All right.
He did actually verbally say that as Eddie like hit the table. He jumped with Eddie and was like, "That's me, that's me, bro."
You're the worst, Chase. I love you.
I'm the best,
Around? Nothing's ever going to get you down?
except for everything.
Oh, wow. That's sad. D. None of the above.
Well, I mean, that about wraps it up probably for this week.
I'd say so.
Thank you for coming on this journey with us through the stars to Mars with candy bars.
Mars bars?
Those are trash. Green Moose guava juice,
I've actually
giant
never
snake,
had
birthday
that.
cake, large
Large
fries,
fries,
chocolate
chocolate
shake.
Oh my gosh.
This has been the ZymCast, episode 7077. My name's Kyle.
I'm Chase.
I'm Cheyenne.
We never introduced ourselves this morning.
Nope.
Oh,
Oh well.
Bye.
that was us. Now you know.
Bye bye.
Adios.